I kind of wanted this kind of surreal, strange, bad dream feel for this set. Mad Forest takes place in Bucharest, Romania during the 1989 revolution. It represents the collapse of society and two families, one that's a little bit more well off, one that's not so well off, and them coming together.
In that second half of the scene, some family members say awful things to each other. He did a lot of terrific research on exactly what the center of Bucharest looked like at the time of the revolution. However, the play takes place throughout the city, throughout the area, and we're hoping that the audience is going to be using their imagination just as much as Carol Churchill did when she put this story together.
At this time in Romania, a lot of people's houses were bugged. Everything that they said was being recorded and listened to. And I wanted a sense of no privacy. So I wanted the audience all the way around. So I said, why don't we make it in the round?
People watching the play is part of the theatrical experience. The fact that we're witnessing all these things together as a community is just as much a part of this experience as watching the story unfold.
I was heavily inspired by the Central University Library and how that architecture was set up. And I basically looked at those buildings and it took my interpretation of what those buildings look like and that architecture with lots of balconies and lots of fancy railing. Everything's kind of made of this sandstone, and it's just this gorgeous old architecture. The horse is directly inspired by that statue of Carl II that's in front of the university library. And so it's a very looked up like iconography of Romania as this statue of Carl II on a very docile looking horse. It's actually a fountain, so we kind of wanted the symbolism of the city has run dry and kind of where it is now versus where it was in its heyday. So that was a really cool idea when we finally figured out that we wanted this to be a fountain and this to be the main centerpiece of the show that actors can sit on, actors can walk around, actors can get in. It's really, really pivotal, literally and metaphorically, in the show.
These are very trying times in Romania. These are very trying times in our country right now. And I think everybody is doing the best they can to be the best citizen of their country they can be. And that's what's happening here. So my hope is that people come away from this seeing a little bit of themselves.